Oh, why must every 11 minutes of my life be filled with misery? Why?
It's a joke. But adulthood has a strange sense of humor. Because at some point in your life you stop laughing at Squidward and you start recognizing him. Not because you became bitter, but because reality became louder than your dreams. When we were children, we wanted to be SpongeBob. Optimistic, limitless, excited about everything. He loved his job. He loved existing. Squidward felt like the villain of joy. Irritated, cynical, exhausted, but growing up shifts something uncomfortable. And one day, quietly, you understand him. Squidward Tentacles doesn't believe he's ordinary. That's the core of his suffering. He believes he was meant for more. An artist, a musician, someone admired. In SpongeBob SquarePants, especially when Squilliam Fancyson returns, we see this clearly. Squilliam isn't just a rival. He's a mirror. Wealthy, sophisticated, recognized. And when Squidward lies about leading a professional orchestra, it isn't arrogance, it's panic. Because failure is easier to tolerate when no one important is watching. But Squilliam was watching, and when someone becomes living proof that your dream was possible, just not for you, comparison turns into humiliation. After that, every shift at the Krusty Krab isn't just work, it's evidence. Evidence that the special version of you may never arrive. Throughout the series, especially in episodes like Enchanted Tiki Dreams or Squidward in Clarinetland, the clarinet is never just an instrument. It's insulation, a barrier he builds to separate himself from the suffocating reality of being just a cashier. He paints himself. He performs dramatically. He imagines applause, not because art fulfills him, but because it protects him. If he can believe he's a misunderstood genius, then he doesn't have to confront a harder possibility. What if he's just average? And average feels like death when you are raised to be exceptional. When the clarinet is mocked, broken, or ignored, what shatters isn't wood, it's self-concept. In Squidville, Squidward finally gets what he thinks he wants. Silence, order, neighbors exactly like him. No SpongeBob, no chaos. And he hates it, because what he wanted wasn't peace. It was contrast. He wants quiet, but not emptiness. He wants success, but not the humiliation of striving. The problem isn't noise, the problem is dissatisfaction. In SB129, Squidward is sent into the future, then the past, and eventually into nothing. A white void, no audience, no rivalry, no scoreboard, just existence, and it terrifies him. Because without comparison, he doesn't know who he is. That episode feels almost existentialist in tone, like Camus' absurd man, trapped between the desire for meaning and a universe that offers none. Squidward doesn't suffer because life is tragic. He suffers because life is indifferent. And indifference is harder to fight than oppression. Here's the strange part. Squidward is burned out, but he never made it. Modern adulthood feels like that sometimes. Exhaustion without glory, comparison without victory, ambition without a rival. You're functioning, you're surviving. But internally, you feel displaced, as if the life you imagined belongs to someone else. And maybe that's why Squidward hits harder as adults, not because he's funny, but because he's familiar. There's a small moment, easy to miss, when Squidward believes he's about to die. And he says something simple.
I'm grateful for the life I'm living. Who knows how long I'll have it?
Not when he succeeds, not when he's admired, but when the future disappears. Because in that moment, comparison disappears, expectation disappears. All that remains is existence. Maybe Squidward's tragedy was never SpongeBob, or Squilliam, or the Krusty Krab. Maybe it was the condition he placed on his own worth. I will matter when I become extraordinary. But life doesn't guarantee extraordinary. It guarantees repetition. And repetition feels like failure when you expected transcendence. Squidward feels real now because adulthood feels like that. Not tragic, not heroic, just underwhelming. We compare, we measure, we silently compete. And somewhere along the way, we decide our life isn't enough. Not because it's bad, but because it's ordinary. And ordinary doesn't match the story we told ourselves. Sometimes the problem isn't your life. It's the fantasy you refuse to bury. Squidward isn't a villain. He's a warning. A reminder of what happens when ambition becomes the only proof that you matter. And maybe maturity isn't about becoming SpongeBob. It's about refusing to let disappointment turn you into Squidward. And if this felt uncomfortably familiar, that might be the point.